We're delighted to welcome Sammy of Rising Fever to Totally Wired. How you doing?
Great, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Thanks so much for coming down.
Oh, you're welcome.
And you did one of our favourite things, which is perform tracks that aren't yet released.
Yeah.
Which is always nice, a little exclusive.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Talk me through those tracks.
The first one, Hindsight and I, it's a bit of a dreamy one. I suppose I was listening to a lot of like Rufus Wainwright and a lot of kind of folky ballads, and just wanted to get it a little bit trippy and a little bit nice, the melody and stuff. But yeah, just like that track, so I thought I'd play it. And plus, it's a nice one to warm up to as well. Yeah.
And the next one?
Nice one, Voice of Reason. That's going to be the next one that's coming out.
Nice.
Been working with a guy called Ed Martin. Shout out to Ed. Absolute legend. We've gone a bit more experimental, about kind of new folk with it. And that one's kind of about growing up, and the examples you take from people growing up isn't always the best. So it's kind of like growing up with like bad male role models, for example. And then those kind of behaviours kind of transitioning into your own adulthood and how you deal with them as an adult is that one.
And yeah, because it's a solo project, but it feels very collaborative.
Yeah. Well, it started off. It was very much a solo thing because I could just drive around, particularly in Germany and something, and not have to split the money with other people. But that was mainly for me just to kind of, because I was session guitarist for a lot of years. So that was mainly for me to just get my own thing right.
Yeah.
And not rely on a band or not rely on bells and whistles and stuff, like try and get for me any of the fundamentals right of just voice, guitar, songs.
Yeah. And
do that. But now I feel it's time to kind of experiment, and I've got some really good chaps on board, so. Great.
So where are you working out of at the minute? Where are you producing your stuff?
So we've this is a big shout out to Nowhere Man Cafe. If anyone needs some American pancakes and 70s vibes, head to I should know the address. 53 Upper North Street. Yeah, and we've got a kind of a collective of formerly owned by the D-Mob Happy Boys, and it's a creative space. It's a gig venue. We're doing some recording stuff there, so it's great. And plus, there's bagels and pancakes. It can be quite distracting sometimes, but there is some work that gets done there. Eventually,
it's a really great idea. I love those sort of collectives that pop up in Brighton.
Yeah,
it's such a nice idea and run by such great people.
Yeah,
I mean,
Hairy Northerners.
Yeah, they're a bit of a, I don't know, but they're just, since they came down here, I suppose everyone, they've really made a name for themselves, and it's so great that they're doing some stuff like that.
Yeah.
So have you done? How many singles have you made there?
Well, so they kind of. Well, the singer kind of part owns the Nowhere Man with his brother. Shout out to Andrew, who has been driving the D-Mob boys around for years and years. I think they probably owe him about £6,000 in petrol money. But Matt's also got his own studio up in Lewis, and I've been probably the single after Voice of Reason. I've been recording with him on all this like outboard gear, which goes like. For any music nerds, he's got like a Fairchild clone, tube compressor. Everything's run through tape and then back through tape and stuff. It just looks cool, and it's just a nice space to be in. So yeah, shout out to Matt for offering to do that. So that one was written and played on piano as well, so it's kind of trying out some different stuff. And have you ever had a chance to play live since we've been able to? Yeah, we've done, the first one back was about 2 weeks ago. It was the first one ever with the band as well, at the Brunswick. And that was really good. It was really such a good night. Everyone came out on a Sunday.
Perfect music for a Sunday.
Perfect music for a Sunday. Get that red wine down your neck, boys. Red wine and loads of candles. Oh, it was great. And again, the two guys I'm working with, David Gaylor and Ed Martin, they learnt the set in 3 weeks, and they didn't put a note wrong as well. And it was, what we're doing is like the 3-part harmonies, kind of Fleet Foxy,
nice,
eagerly type stuff, and there's electronic bits. And I've always liked bands where people are playing everything. Well, one person will be playing the bass and then go to the guitar, and the piano player will swap, and then there's a drums involved. That kind of Bon Iver thing where everyone's playing loads of stuff.
Yeah.
So big shout out to them for doing that, and they just smashed it. So
splitting the cost now, though, aren't you?
I'm having to split the cost, but I'll find some way to embezzle them eventually.
That's what I'm doing with these guys.
Yeah, I can imagine. There's nothing wrong with a bit of fraud every now and again, even though I've never done it to the tax man.
I think we should end there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming in. Good luck with the next 2 singles.
Thanks, dude.
Can't wait to see you live and that new setup. Thank you. Rising Fever.
Thank you so much for having us. You guys are wicked. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.